Click the button, go live. Go live, you are live. Let's see if the microphone 1, 2, 3, if it works.
1, 2, 3, that's a check. Can you hear me properly?
Let's see. I'm waiting here. Okay, go live from here. Hold on. Click the button, go live. Hold on, Aaron. Hold on. Live. Let's see if the microphone 1, 2, 3, if it works.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, perfect. Everything works perfectly fine. I'll put the intro and then we go. And welcome to TROM-Cast number 58, I think is 58. This one is about an elephant that's in the room. We'll see what's the elephant, what's the room. But before we go into this, what's the elephant, what's the room, what's this cast all about? Interestingly, I have a special guest today. We have Aaron, and it's nice to have a conversation with Aaron publicly because I had lots of conversations with Aaron not publicly. I want to tell you a bit about Aaron, and Aaron will tell a bit about him because Aaron is an interesting creature, and he's with Rom for the past few years, and he is so active, But before I talk about Aaron, I wanted to let you know that we stream these things on YouTube. We hope in the future to stream on PeerTube, so it's not YouTube. But if you want to join, you can join via Jitsi Meet. You can go on Trumpsitecom/chat. We have a public chat, and you can join there. You have the links there if you want to join, or you can join it just like writing in the chat. You don't have to join with video or audio. So just so you know that. And we do these casts. We try to do them whenever we have time and so forth. Yeah, so that being said, back to Aaron, my friend, because Aaron is such an interesting creature. He opened up kind of the door for me to go a bit on meet the world, the outside Trom world in a way. He came to visit me like 2 years or so ago, or more than that, a bit more than that maybe. I was keeping in touch with him. He was translating lots of our Strom stuff into German, like crazy. He was translating so much stuff. And then he said, no, I'm traveling, around that area and so forth, and I want to come and meet you. And I've never met anyone from Trom. I've never met anyone from the people I worked with. For me, it was always me in my room, not this room. This room is cool. I had like a very small room. That was my world. And I was a bit reluctant to meet with people in the so-called real life because I was like, I just work online. I don't know these people, Even when Aaron came here to visit me, I felt like we were friends online, but of course it's different when you meet them offline, And yeah, he came and visited me for 3 days or so, and I really liked the guy. He was so calm, and he was so nice, and he was so all about these ideas and so interested, so curious, And because of him, he opened up the doors kind of for me to like be comfortable with meeting these wonderful creatures. And then we made a Tron meeting, and lots of people came, and then I ended up, now after the Tron meeting, I ended up moving with Aaron and with Sasha, got quite close together, and now he's in Germany, I'm in Spain, we don't live together, but we still keep in touch, close touch, and he keeps on doing all kinds of things for Tron. So Aaron, why did you get into this Trom idea, first? Like, what got you into this? Like, how come?
Yeah, that's a long story. Basically, I grew up in the south of Germany in a small village with 700 people, and everything is fine there, seemingly or apparently. People go to work, young people go to school and learn. But I was like, how? Because I at that point I also somehow, you know, that things are going wrong. People are poor in Africa or in other countries. So there's a huge inequality. There are problems like climate change, pollution, destruction of the environment, and so on. So I felt like I'm somehow a little bit in a bubble, and in the school, or the school was super boring. So I was looking out of the window, thinking about the world, and somehow I knew that this is somehow fucked up. I don't know. Maybe because I also got the influence of my mom, because she's very also a bit alternative and thinks about the world and so on. So, and then I learned about people who go traveling from online blogs, and they write about it. So they just write how they go to Thailand and Asia, to Australia, doing a work and travel. And I got inspired by that. And yeah, after school, I thought I want to go out in the world and see how it really is, and explore it, learn more about it, just go travel and then see how it goes. And yeah, so I went to Australia for 1 year doing a work and travel, and then to Asia. Um, at that time, I was also a lot into like farming and permaculture and how could a better world look like. I also saw that the Zeitgeist movie from
Mhm.
Peter Joseph, and the other movies from that he made. And also I got into like the Venus Project a bit. I saw these documentaries. So it's just, if you're a little bit open-minded and you read a lot and you watch a lot, so what other people think, what ideas are out there, you can really yeah, start your journey with that. So yeah, that was super interesting. I made lots of experiences, have learned a lot about the world, and then yeah, like eventually also Trom. Like I remember it was in Indonesia, where a guy sent me some links, and there was also Trumpsitecom. So I checked it out when I was at home. I remember I was reading the Money Game and Beyond, and this was such an amazing book. And then, of course, I read all the other ones, and I was so excited about this. I also watched a documentary, of course. So yeah, and then I thought, wow, this is so amazing, because you put so much energy into these books, and they are so well researched, and so much work. And I just wanted to help this project, because for me it made sense. And also the idea of focusing on trade as the problem, and yeah, that might spark into solutions like trade-free goods and services. So yeah, I just was excited about the project, and I remember I wrote you an email. I just want to help out. How can I translate these books? And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, one
Yeah,
that
because I
led to
always
it.
I was always fascinated by letting people get involved, because I did the same with TVP. I was like, I want to help you guys, I want to help you guys, and no one replied. So I just took the matters on my own, and I made some documentary and all of that. But that's why I'm like, now I'm on the other side. So I want to let people get involved. That's even this TROM-Cast is about that. Anyone can join. If you have go on tromsite.com/chat, and you can join. You have the links there and all of that. And I love that. And I love because most of the times, let's be honest, most of the times people get excited, even if you let them in. They come in, they say, "Oh, it's nice" and all of that, and then they just like, nah, but they just go on their own way. And Aaron is one of those people who is it's rare actually compared to how many people come and want to help and join. It's rare for people to stick around for more than several months to a year. So Aaron just stuck around. And what do you do now, for example, with all of this? You started to translate stuff and all of that. What did you do for the project, because you did a lot and still do.
Yeah, so basically I translated all the books. That was how it was started. Like I started with the Money Game and Beyond, and since then I translated all books except the language one. And then I was also excited about the whole website because I was like, I want to have trumpsite.de. I remember because I was also getting into WordPress a bit. I have my own blog and learned a bit. So yeah, that was my dream to have trumpsite.de, to have everything in German basically. And then also some tools like the curated news, curated videos, curated illustrations and all that. So yeah, I was just doing one thing after the other, and now we have 5 curated tools translated in German or available in German. The
So
website is in German.
so that people understand, because they may not get this. You translated, you took the entire Trump site, and I'm showing it on the screen, and you translated it
Mhm.
into German. But more to that, first of all, it's difficult. It's not just like some text to translate. We have lots of books there, and it's not just lots of books. There are lots of sources there in those books, and I don't have to like find at times German sources, because
Yeah.
when you link to something, it should be in German. Else it links in English, and people who don't speak English won't understand. So Aaron even did that. Like, he put so much effort into that to do it, and not only that, but he even the Trump translated the Trump tools. You have Trump tools. We pull news and videos and illustrations and so forth from all kinds of sources. You cannot translate those, of course, because they are English sources. So he found German sources, right? How did you do that?
So about the curated news, I
Hmm.
just I kept looking for like proper scientific, non-clickbait sources and magazines and websites. And of course, they also have a RSS feed, so you can just pull the latest articles from those sources, and then with our plugin, it shows on the site on From site.
Yeah, so you had to
And yeah.
really find the news and so forth that is relevant. So it's not just
Mm.
translating; he's making sure that what you see there is kind of a German a reflection of Drumsitede.com, the main idea, but with German sources.
Yeah, it's basically a mirror. I mean, if you think about it, it sounds so easy. I just translated some books and the website, but it was like 2 years
Yeah,
it
yeah.
took to translate the books. And
How did you translate the books? Because people may have no idea. How did you do that?
uh-huh. So I have a MacBook from 2012, and then I remember I wanted to check Linux because I was excited about it, and the open source idea and so on. So I installed Ubuntu. And I remember it was also because of that program, which was only available on Linux. It's called Master PDF Editor. So I could just download the books and then open it with that program, and then I could translate it and edit the book right in that program. And yeah, that's what I did with Ubuntu first, and then I switched also to Manjaro. We can talk later about that. And yeah, that's how I translated the books. And then I remember I sent them to you, and you created that website, trumpsite.com/de, and we collected the books there, and they were on trumpsite.com. But I was like, I want to have them on trumpsite.de. So that's why I wanted to have the website in German as well to host them also on my server.
Yeah, because Aaron is also a bit like me, obsessed with websites too. Like he creates websites, and he was like, okay, I don't mind to just take responsibility for this website, because that's how it is. I cannot check, but of course I trust Aaron, because I think Aaron understands perfectly fine what we're talking here. So he takes that and takes full responsibility, and anyone can do that actually. It's not like I gave anything special to Aaron. Everything that Aaron needs is on trumpsite.com/act or get involved. You can take all of that and translate, of course, so that people know.
Mhm. And I mean, also, if people want to get into translating those books, there's also, we have the Tidely Wiki file. And this makes it super easy because it's yeah, you can host the books basically on archive.org, then insert the link in TidyWiki. That's how Rafa does it in Spanish. So there's also Trumpsite.es, for example, where his translated books are. So yeah, there are many ways, and you can just contact us if you're interested in, and I can help you with that. And yeah,
Yeah, we have even a chat, yeah, for translations.
exactly.
You
Yeah.
can find it, anyone can access it.
Mm-hmm.
So you made the website in German, right? With
Yeah.
all of what it is, how, like, what else have you done? Because that's a huge amount of work anyways. I mean, we cannot go into details, but people not realizing that it's just like translating it. Our books are designed in a way that you have to respect the design and the fonts and all of that. So if you take the Drum German books, they look exactly like Drum English books, only that they're in German. How did you do with the videos and so forth, for example? Because it's difficult, right?
With the videos on Trumpsite.com.
On the books, from the books.
In the books, yeah, I mean that's tricky. So
Hmm.
I could just yeah, because I cannot. There the English videos are just in English, so I can just use them. Um, I mean, yeah, because there are so many videos in those books, so there's no way of finding alternative videos in German. So that's tricky, but yeah, I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, and the videos that we have on the
But yeah, the
website.
videos on trumpsite.com, they are also available for translation. So because they are available without narration, so you can just take them and put your voice over the videos. So you can translate the script, then you can record your voice, and then you can sync it with the video, or you can put the voice over the video, and then basically you can translate every Trom video that we have into another language. And I also tried that a little bit, but the thing is, I don't like my voice, and it's also a bit tricky to do it. So there are many also opportunities for other people to get involved and help out with that one, for example.
Yeah, you cannot make all of everything. People should fucking help you with that, of
Yeah.
course.
And I mean, I also the translated tools like the curated news and curated videos. This is also something that is a work in progress. Like it doesn't have an end. I'm also checking the sources all the time. I'm reading other sources, and people can recommend other sources. So it is. I will always try to keep them, yeah, as good as possible and as relevant, and um,
That's for
yeah,
sure.
try to
Yeah, of
update them.
course. It's always a work in progress. We have someone here. Who is this someone here? Noel?
Do you hear me? Yeah, Noel, it's me.
Hey.
Hey, Noel.
How
The
you guys
the
doing?
faceless Noel.
Maybe I'll use the camera one day. Maybe I'll use
You
the
should.
camera.
You should. Don't keep this mystery for too long. We will
Okay.
be jealous.
Face reveal. You see my camera works? Yeah, it's fine. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, no problem.
No
Whenever
problem.
you want to say something, just interrupt
Yeah,
us
yeah.
in a
Well,
polite way.
Aaron, I have a question.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
just have a question. Well, maybe it's just a personal problem I have, but it's so much easier for me just to talk and listen. I agree with the Trump project, like a lot of what you guys said, but when it comes to me, like actually doing something, it seems that I tell myself maybe I'll translate a book to Spanish since I speak Spanish, but it's been a long time since I've been working on that, and I've just been lazy, I guess. I'm not sure. How do you do it? I don't know. It's so much easier to talk and listen.
You are asking how that motivation comes from for me?
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's that's personal question. I mean, yeah, it's tricky. I mean, for me, it just I like to do it. I just enjoy doing it, and I always enjoy translating the books because I also learn so much, and you really yeah, get to know what is the book about perfectly, and also, I mean, I think a very important thing for me was also to, I know there are so many problems in this world, And what I realized when I was traveling was I could basically, I'm in a very fortunate position. I could travel basically all my life and just enjoy life and lay on the beach and do nothing. But somehow that didn't or doesn't satisfy me. It's something like you're just taking, but you're not giving something back. And for me, I always wanted to get involved somehow into, I don't know, making the world a better place or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just, that's my motivation, that I just wanted to help people, and I find what I'm doing it right now is what I can do, and yeah, that's what motivates me.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, it's difficult for people to find the motivation to do this kind of work because it can be really tedious. Like, just to give you an example, when Aaron was translating the books, he used this software where this software had one really fucked up limitation. It's like when you write text there, it just writes on one single line. It just doesn't put it in like in a box. So you have to like go at the end of a sentence, hit enter, go at the end of a sentence, hit enter until you make the text look nice, you
Like
know,
a box. Yeah.
like in a box. Which was like Aaron did that for like fuck me. Imagine even the original Most Problems book is like over 1,000 pages long. To do that, even I told Aaron, I will not fucking do it, dude. If I record, I will not do it. Just fucking don't do it. But no, the guy just he does it. He finds so much pleasure in this. And I've lived with Aaron for several months in the same apartment, and yeah, it was a funny thing because we were like. It was either me who was like working nonstop, and Aaron came here in my room, be like, "Dude, you should take it easy, you know, go out a bit." Or I was going to Aaron's room, like, "Dude, like, just fucking take it easy, you know, go out a bit." It was such a weird way.
Yeah, you know, I was also in Australia on a roofing project, and I planted some trees and that, and I enjoyed that as well. But to me, somehow, yeah, I mean, it's nice to do it, and if you
Yeah.
enjoy it, go for it. But
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean. Like,
I understand. Yeah, because I didn't just want to be like a person who does nothing. You know, like I think Tio mentioned earlier, just stands here around, does nothing. Just
But
trying to.
no, but I've heard some things like that from other people saying, "Oh my god, I feel some guilt or something." Rafa sometimes says that, or I know other people like, "Oh my god, I did nothing, so I don't know, just stay around, throw and so forth." But no one has to do anything really. No, just feel comfortable, and if you understand these ideas, you know, maybe you talk to others and so forth. But it's not like you have to do anything. Even I do what I do because I don't know. I just that's what I fucking like doing. You know, no one forces me to do it. And it's not like I'm doing it for a greater purpose in a sense. I mean, I understand that we should do something different in this world, but what really keeps me afloat is that I enjoy them. I fucking enjoy doing these things, even if no one watches them. I enjoy it, and I try to be better at it. And I think that's what Aaron also does. You know, he was, yeah. You also tried Aaron some video series before, right? And because we can go into talking about this new series, you try to make some videos. You know, if you can talk a bit about that because it relates to motivation. You know, then maybe you didn't have as much motivation to make those videos or whatever. If you can talk about that.
yeah, I mean, I'm also kind of a little bit shy, and I don't like to like stay on the stage and present myself, and yeah, doing these kinds of things. So even this conversation now, streaming it online is, but I think I'm getting more and more comfortable with that. And this is also why I started this video series, The Elephant in the Room, as a way of, for one, expressing myself, and also maybe, yeah, to just get better in making videos and talking about interesting stuff. And you know, I translated that book now, The Origin of Most Problems, and I think it's so important and relevant. But nobody's really talking about it, so I'm just gonna, yeah, share like what we're talking about that, and yeah, that was my motivation for these videos.
So what are the videos about for those who have no idea what they are about?
Yeah, so the first thing that came into mind was that book, The Origin of Most Problems, where we talk about trade as the source of most problems. So that's what I thought. I just want to make videos about it to talk about it and present the stuff that's in that book for people who don't want to read. Basically, because there are many people who don't like to read and they rather watch a
Yeah.
video. So I'm just gonna make a video about it. But now I'm also thinking, I mean, there are so many more opportunities because I can make videos about so many other things. Like I can make videos about the Tradefree directory that we have, for example. I can make videos about Tromjaro, our Tradefree operating system. So the plan is now to make more videos about the book, The Origin of Most Problems, and then I just see how it goes. I don't plan exactly. It also depends on many things. But yeah, just as a there are so many opportunities and possibilities. So I'm really keen to do more of those videos. And yeah, it's like I just enjoy doing them, and that's it basically.
I've been saying it for the past several years that we have so much content that could be transformed into videos. You know, we could make hundreds of hours of videos if someone could just focus and do that. And we tried, actually. We tried to do that with video books, you know, and Seb did also a great amount of work, and he did also these original poems. Um, so we did that we have here on the website, because I'm showing people, we have these video books too. You know, they are different in the sense that we made documentaries based on those books. We changed the script and all of that, but it's a lot of work, you know. It's a lot of work, and I'm not that motivated, you know. I'm already, after I write a book, I'm like, I don't even want to fucking see it anymore, you know. When I wrote the book about say language, for example, I was like, I don't want to hear about language ever in my life. Like, I don't want to even discuss about it, you know. Just fuck it, leave it there, you know, because you put so much effort, you know. But it's,
Yeah.
yeah. And we also try to make them audiobooks, as audiobooks, so someone to read them. But of course, even there is, it's a lot of work because you rely on the voice. So Seb also did a few of those, but it can be difficult. It's you really have to focus, and you will make mistakes, you know. And these books are long. And now the way that Aaron does it is kind of in the middle a bit, you know. He just is him. He films himself, and then he goes through the book or to the books, because maybe he'll go to many others, and he just stories, you know. Sometimes he reads from the book, sometimes it's just his stories, you know. What's happened, what's the idea behind this book, you know. I remember when we had this TROM-Cast with these guys from TVP, I think, but they're like, they were really against this idea of trade is the original most problems, you know. And it was after I released the book, and I'm like, okay, but did you read the book? And they were like, no, I didn't read the book, and I'm not going to read the book, but I'm really against what you're saying. And I'm like, wait, but like, can you just at least please read the book, and maybe now we can send them your videos. Hey, you have the opportunity before you go to bed. Listen to Aaron. You know, he's making them in video and audio format. So why did you name it the elephant in the room, Aaron? Because people may wonder what's up with that.
Yeah, because of course, you know, we have many problems in this world, but where do they come from? And as we explain in detail in this book, it's all about trade. We are trading on a daily basis on this world. It doesn't matter where, if in Indonesia or in Thailand or in South America or in Africa or here in Germany. And people are not aware of it. Like they don't, or maybe they are aware of it, but they don't consider it as a problem. Like trade is just, I'm going to the market, I'm just buying some vegetables, and that's it. And I'm going to work every day, from Monday to Friday. I'm trading my time, energy, and skills, and so on. What's the problem? But they don't get this. That this creates an imbalance of power. Some have more and some have less, and this imbalance pushes people to behave bad. And yeah, that's what we see in the world today, where 1% of humans own more than the other ones, than the other 99%. And you know, all these problems like climate change and pollution, corruption, and all that. So we really need to, yeah, first consider trade as a problem and understand it, because then solutions can emerge. And that's why education is key and most important. And that's why I'm always just going to talk about trade as a problem. That's the elephant in the room. And that's why I also came up with that name.
Yeah, because basically saying comes from is that, you know, there is something that is in your fucking face, but like everybody, it's blind to it. And this trade, you know, that's what you do all the time. You know, people have so many names that made it very confusing, you know, made it look as if it's something, oh, markets and economics and free market and capitalism and socialism, because even that is integrated into this trade-based society, and all kinds of data collection, attention economy, all of that thing. That's the only thing that we do. You give something in order to get something else in this world, and it's an obsession, you know. It's like we cannot go past that, you know. And people who don't do that, we call them volunteers, as if it's like a new breed of humans, you know. They are volunteers, you know. That's how we should be. The other ones are fucked up, you know, but we have no choice. We don't have to accuse people, of course. You have very little choice in this world. You have to fucking do it. But I don't think people realize it. And even I was, of course, blind to it before. I guess I was focusing on money. I was like, oh, this money problem, this and that. Like we talked so many times in TROM-Cast. But then I was like, let's write a book about money, you know, where the fuck that comes from. Then I realized that money is not that important, really. It's like there are many kinds of forms of trade today. And it will be so ingrained in our society, you know. In the near future, you'll see in the next 10 years or so, you are going to rent everything. Like your car is going to be like collecting your data in return for whatever, showing you ads, maybe giving you some special credits and so forth. Even today, you know, I've seen this news. BMW, I don't know if I said that in the previous cast, but he released a new car now where, you know, has all of the features. But if you want a heated seats, you know, to keep you warm, it's $5 a month. If you want whatever else feature, $5 a month to unlock it, you know, it's locked behind software, you know. So it's like phones. Everything will become like that. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and they sell this, but Tesla does the same. Tesla sells cars that are fully equipped with autopilot, and it only unlocks them for, I don't know, something ridiculous like $5,000 or $8,000, you know. Even though it's there, it's the autopilot is there, you know. So that's the world. And people might think it's all about money. It's not all about money. You'll see in China, they have this creepy video that I've seen from the Chinese government. Like, oh, look, social credit is so cool. It's 2020 and we have social credits. And with my phone, I can unlock this car and I can access this seat here and cinemas and whatever, just with social credits. No money involved. So that's why I think what Aaron does here with unwrapping this book is a great thing, because it's a huge book, lots of details, but he compresses it. Even compresses, like how much did you do so far? Like how many parts and how long is that so far?
I think I made the first 2 chapters, like understand and accept. And then the next chapter is get ready. And then the last one is fight. So
And
I'm
these are
not
kind of
even
20 minutes.
Yeah,
20 minutes
and
each or
around
something.
20 minutes exactly, yeah. But I don't plan, of course. I'm just going through, and sometimes I also split a chapter into 2 parts to make it not too long. And it also it's quite a lot of work, because it takes like 1 hour to record, because sometimes I'm saying something wrong, or I want to say it differently, or there was something else which went wrong. So I have to cut those. I record 1 hour and then I cut it into 20 minutes. And yeah, then I also put some music, and that's it, basically.
Yeah, do a bit of editing here and there. Of course, people think that is maybe those don't make videos. In general, if you don't make something like videos, books, websites, you may not think that it's a lot of work, even if you see something that doesn't seem so special effects or something. But it's a lot of work, you know. Even recording yourself, it's a lot of work. You fuck things up. I try to, even and Aaron, his language is not the native language is not English, it's German, right? So it's even more difficult for him. And even though even despite that, you know, he does an amazing, really, really great job. You know, I wrote the book, but I enjoy watching these videos. I swear, I enjoy it. I just stay there and I watch them. I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Oh, yeah, whoa, that's what? What did you say? Wow!
Yeah.
Because I forget. I sound like I cannot remember all the fucking things. You know, I was laughing at one point when I was at TV magazine. I made this quiz out of all of the magazines back then. Quizzes are just questions from the book, you know, and you should choose the right answer. And I was taking the quizzes, and I didn't do very well on many of them. I'm like, what the fuck? I wrote this fucking shit, you know.
It's funny.
Yeah, luckily it's there, you know. So information is not to like you don't have to remember all of these things, right? You have to remember the essence of it. The details are there just to make sure that the essence is correct. So that's the important bit.
That's also what I wanted to do. Like I mean, I'm not like going into everything which is said in the book, but more like I fly over it kind of and compress it exactly, just to make people aware that if they want to read exactly and more details and all that, and everything is sourced in the book, so they can just open the book online and just read it and learn more about it.
What would you say, Aaron, to someone who never read this book? Could you like make them curious in like 2 minutes or so if someone will challenge you and be like, okay, Aaron, you put so much effort into this fucking project. What the fuck is wrong with you? Do something useful. Have a job. Why are you so obsessed about this fucking Tron or whatever trade? How would you say that? Because I'm always curious how people can take all of that information and try to like compress it and say to people, look, that's why I'm doing what the fuck I'm doing. What would you say to that? I'm sure people ask you that. Why?
Wow, that's
Why? What's the
why?
Why? What's so why are you so passionate? What the fuck? Give up, Trom, and give up making those videos.
No, I don't. I would not do it because it's this is like something so important. Like there are so many problems and so many solutions for these problems. So it is an idiocracy that we don't apply those solutions because we live in that fucked up trade-based society. And so that's why I'm just trying to make people aware of that fuckery which is going on, that we can change that. And this is the most important point that people should get, and then solutions will emerge.
Yeah, and it's about whenever someone asks you, there's like you should tell them it's about you, motherfucker. It's also about you. It's not like oh, it's about me or people in Africa. No, it's about you. It's about us as a species. We could do so much better. The fact that you go every day at work, is that something that's how we should live our lives every day at work to get something that's already fucking abundant, and then in the process we also pollute and waste and then enslave other people and then don't give a fuck and then are empty pads and that's our lives. So yeah, make sure that people also understand that it's about them too.
Yeah, I like how you put it. If you ask an alien species who would go to planet Earth, and we would ask them, you can live here, but only if you trade your whole life in a job, in a mindless, stupid, boring job, just so that you can get access to food and the stuff that you need and want. The aliens, they would like laugh at us and be like, what the fuck are you doing on this planet? That's ridiculous.
Or be scared. Be like, what the fuck is this? I remember when I was watching movies, I was watching this in 2009, this Avatar movie. Anyways, it was about these people going to another planet. And I don't remember some secrets, some scenes like these natives there who are another kind of species that looked quite like humans, which is okay, not much creativity there from the director's part, but they're like, oh, come here to see this planet at one point, look at the creatures and look at this and that. But we are so different from that kind of society. Even on this planet, you cannot go anywhere. You cannot. It's no one's planet, really, but you cannot. I mean, theoretically, it's no one's planet. No one can own the planet. But if I want to go to the Grand Canyon or somewhere, no one will let me, And they always have this... those who defend this system always say, oh my god, but imagine if you let everybody go everywhere, it would be like a fucking chaos, Well, okay, but do it smartly, in a better fucking way. Is it okay now? It's not okay now, We present in that book in so much detail that I almost like fell into a very deep depression when I was writing that book, because I was writing about so many problems. I'm like, everywhere, like look in your kitchen, right? Go into your kitchen, open the fridge, take any product there, chocolate, fruits, vegetables, meat, whatever you want. You take that thing, go online and do a bit of research on that, and you will see that it's a lot of corruption, enslavement, pollution that it's attached to that product. It's as simple as that. Everything, even in like chairs,
even
whatever,
the
clothes,
stuff that we wear,
exactly.
Clothes.
And then when I was trying to present in the original most problems from many different directions, but I'm like, it's endless. Where do I go? At one point I was like, I was in the kitchen, I never drink tea. But I'm like, oh, tea. Oh, what about tea? And I just go online and like research a bit. I'm like, oh fuck, it's such a fucking big problem in this tea trade industry, like with everything, lots of mafia there and so it's endless. We have to make people aware of that. But why would you say, Aaron, it does, like, people may say, okay, so we need better laws then. We need to calm those people down. Could we calm them down? I mean, is that possible? Because you've read that book and you still go through it.
Yeah, I mean, that's why there's also this chapter that laws are not gonna they don't work. Because of course, if I have a children and I don't have access to the stuff I need and want, like food and shelter and that, I may get pushed into stealing something. So, and if a law prevents or tries to prevent that or stop me from stealing, then I have no choice if I would die and starve. So we should rather, I mean, that's why laws are not working. So we should rather give people access to the stuff they need and want, and that will stop pushing those people to steal and behave bad. And yeah, people they don't understand this law thing. They think, yeah, laws are important and laws are a way of dealing with problems, but in fact, they are not. And we provide many examples in the book. And yeah, also, as we write, laws are for good people. And the bad ones, the mafia, they don't give a shit about laws. They just do whatever they want.
Yeah, because even if you take this just one word called mafia, people are familiar with this word mafia. Mafia means like people doing all kinds of illegal shit in like a gang, right? And if you look at it, it's like everywhere in the world. Like it's a crazy estimate, but it's the best that I could come up with. If you take all of the gang members in the world and the mafia and so forth, I think like over 200 million. You can make like a fucking huge country or something. 20 million. I don't remember. But anyways, in the millions, many millions.
I think 120 million.
120 million. I even made a map of mafia to showcase them, because I wrote so much in the book. At one point I was like, I need to fucking take all of this thing that I wrote about mafia and put it somewhere else, because people will fucking explode, reading through all of this shit that's happening, and maybe laws, may have an effect here and there, but it's at best insufficient, extremely insufficient, So we want to make people aware that you cannot do anything with this in this trade-based society unless you make it obsolete somehow. You cannot. It's as simple as if I have tomatoes, and my tomatoes are shittier than my neighbor's tomatoes, I will never send you to my neighbor's business there, because I lose in this game, and you can see that about anything, electronics or whatever the fuck, it's possible. So yeah, that's why it's very, very important. And the fact that we make it in a video format, we just want for people to make sure that they have a way to grasp its immensity, which is this kind of this information that is so immense there. So yeah.
I would also want to add that we are talking about that data collection and data trade, also about YouTube a lot. And if people say, "Oh, you are hosting your videos on YouTube," for one, it's because most people are just on YouTube, so that's one way of reaching them. And the other thing is, there we are also hosting those videos on an alternative platform, which is called PeerTube. And yeah, this is basically YouTube, which you can also host on your own server. So it is decentralized, federated, and where you don't trade your data and your attention because there are no ads. So people have also the opportunity to watch those videos on trade-free alternatives.
Yeah, I'm showing them
link to that.
Yeah,
I link to that in the video description.
I'm showing them our PeerTube instance. We just uploaded like over 100 gigabytes for free. And yeah, it's a cool, very cool type of YouTube alternative. And we will discuss in the next TROM-Cast with some people who create this kind of tools, create such tools in a TROM-Cast. We discuss more about them then. But it's like with laws, even these tools, you always have to be aware, because they can get polluted by this trade-based society. If these tools are not trade-free, then they will, if they start to want your data or your coins or whatever, they will become charlatans here and there. And I've seen some of these examples. There are some peer-to-peer instances that you can pay to get more space, more storage space and so forth. And it's a slippery slope, so that's also related to laws. Like you have to understand the force that fucks things up. Don't just try to stop the force. That's our argument. You try to make it obsolete. You just don't try to stop it, because it's difficult. It's nearly impossible. Like we give so many examples, So yeah, this peer-to-peer is great, but we always should be realistic. It's not going to peer-to-peer to change YouTube, but if it should keep it being trade-free and so forth. And if they could get our ideas, that's why I want to talk to them as well, to see if they get what we're talking about. That would be the goal here. Yeah. What other things, Aaron, do you plan on doing? What other things? Where do you go with this series, for example? You said a bit there a few minutes ago, but what do you have in mind?
There are so many opportunities and possibilities for me, because I can also make videos about my real life, for example, and maybe I want to do some personal updates where I just talk about what I'm doing. Right now I'm studying in Leipzig here, I live here. And I'm also playing the game. And that's the thing. It's not like we are coming up with that. That's real. That's reality. So everybody is forced to trade. And I also wanted to mention this before, I forgot about it, that I'm lucky kind of to be able to volunteer so much, because my parents support me, and I'm fortunate to having been grown up, or to
grow up.
to grow up in Germany, because that enabled me to put so much time and energy into volunteering for TROM and other projects. So, and if my parents would have not allowed that also, then it could have also been different. But regardless, I want to make videos about the trade game that's going on here as well. So if you think about a city, there are so many cars, and if you think about the world, there are so many cars, and so many are not being used or only used by one person. And it's such a waste to use like 1 ton heavy vehicles to bring one people from another to another place. And yeah, I can make videos about that, or I can also make videos about the Trade-Free directory, show some really amazing projects like Framasoft, what they are doing, and the Internet Archive, and so many Linux projects and organizations. And yeah, also about our own Manjaro, customized Manjaro operating system. I'm using open source software, of course, here on Manjaro. I'm right now using Manjaro. I use VocoScreen as a tool to record myself and the screen to make those videos. So yeah, there are many possibilities to make videos and opportunities.
Because we also try to kind of, I know this maybe is not like how they say it, walk the talk. They say walk the walk or talk the talk, but I think it's more relevant to say to walk the talk. Whatever you talk, you also walk it in a way. We try to like use also this trade-free pieces of software and so forth as much as possible, just to see if they work and then to learn more from them. It's not like it's a solution per se, but it's for us. It is, for us, it is a solution for our work and to talk with other people about them and so forth. So it's great. That's even when we stream now. I stream with the same Manjaro and OBS Studio. Yes, we do it on YouTube, but as we said, and we'll talk a bit later, PeerTube. It's also going to implement live streaming and so forth. It's just, to give people an example of, look, we could do all kinds of other things differently, especially in this online world, because of course offline is so fucking difficult, but if we find some stuff in the offline world, we are going to put in the Trade-Free directory, and then we will try to talk to these people. I have contacted a bunch of people there to see if they reply and so forth. So Aaron is also like, Aaron, you also you forgot to say, but
Yeah. So I also just wanted to mention, I also translated that. We have the Tradefree directory, tradefree.org/directory. And I was thinking it would just be nice to also have it in German so I can show it to people from who I met. And yeah, I also wanted to, since I live now in Leipzig, I wanted to go to one of those hacker spaces where there are hackers and also people who support free software and all that. So maybe they are interested in what we do, and maybe I can show them our project. And um, I am also contacting people and show them the trade free directory so they get the idea and maybe get inspired. And yeah, so I have lots of things to do. I keep those things updated, and yeah, I'm adding also stuff to the trade free directory in German and in English. Trumpsitecom is something that I take care of almost every day, kind of.
that
And now
you
this,
mean.
yeah, Trumpsite.de, yeah, of course. You're managing
Don't take
Trumpsite.
my work away from me, Aaron. But you
So
you kind of like just briefly mentioned the trade free directory and so forth. But Aaron is kind of the main one who manages the main trade free directory because he's dealing with making sure that whatever is submitted there, Aaron checks it to see is trade free or not, deals with reviews and so forth. So that's something that I helped build, but Aaron said I can take responsibility for it. So Aaron is doing the Trumpsite.de, so Trumpsite in German. He's also managing the trade directory. He's doing this new video series, and probably other things too, like translating whatever, like Trumjaro
yeah,
applications and so forth to fucking translate all the time. So I might be replaced one day, and probably it's Aaron who's going to replace me.
no. Yeah, the trade free directory is something that's, yeah, like you made it and I'm managing it. And I'm adding stuff and taking care of it. So I also want to invite people to, if they know some organizations and projects. Well, we are focusing on goods and services. So if people know goods and services, they can add them there. They can submit. We made it very easy. And yeah, also comment and review existing goods and services. And yeah, I'm also translating from Jaro, the website, but I mean, it's just one app per day, and and that's also just kind of a routine that I have, just to yeah, have it in German as well, because people might don't understand English, so we can also give them access. It's one barrier less, one, if you say, micro trade less for those people.
You know how sometimes Sasha encourages me when I feel sometimes down and this and that. She's like, oh yeah, but you have to think about it. Maybe out of all of these people, maybe there will be another Aaron out there. Just keep on doing it. Another Aaron will just pop. I don't want to single out Aaron, and like there are other people who help, of course. And they're amazing people. Even if you don't help, like I said, it's not a problem. But I'm just saying, I'm so happy to see people getting involved. Of course. I'm so happy. Like, fucking, and Aaron is also he even helped Tron financially. Like, I mean, I really want to mention this because the reason I'm still here, is Aaron supported me financially. I'm like, what the fuck? And like, just fucking stop it. I don't even know how to behave around this kind of people who are too good. Like, stop it. You can take care of yourself and so forth. So he helps, keep on helping, and I hope he doesn't consume himself. But I think for the past 2 or so 3 years, he kind of proved that he can keep on. It's like he defined me one time. He said, but I can say the same about him. He's like a rock on a shore, and like waves are coming and it's like splashing on the fucking rock, but he stays there. It's like, it doesn't matter. It's a storm. Like, fuck, just staying here. And doing my shit. So thanks
Yeah,
for. Yeah.
I also just want to stay in the background and I just enjoy doing these things, and that's it. And I don't want to, like, yeah, present myself or it should be about me. No, not at all. It's about something more. It's about an important idea and project. and organizations, as we say, will die eventually, but organizations, ideas can remain. So,
Yeah,
um, yeah.
that's absolutely. I even when I started Trump documentary and so forth, I put a name there. Theo is not my so-called real name. Everybody knows me by Theo. I don't care. I never care about such things. Even when I made TV magazine, I said to Roxanne, I don't want to put my name there because I don't care. It should be like nameless. But then I realized that yeah, okay, maybe it's good to like put your name there, be like it's made by this guy or that girl, just in case people want to contact them and whatever, you know. And that's the only reason why we sometimes say, okay, this is made by Aaron or this is made by Theo and so forth. But we don't like give badges to people or whatever the fuck. We don't care, because we make things trade free. It means that you can take them, take Aaron's work, take my work, take all of this work, do whatever the fuck you want. I think that's the most brilliant thing that you can do. So you don't care, and that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, people can even subscribe to now to videos because before we're not on PeerTube, so it was a bit difficult to know when a video will be posted. But now, if you go and I'm showing now, hold on. If you go on this PeerTube, is gorf.tube, gorf.tube, and you find our Trom channel there, and you can subscribe there even via RSS, or if you have an account on Mastodon, for example, you can do it on Friendica, for instance. And let's discuss just a bit about our Friendica move and stuff. I will discuss more next week, but I don't know, what did we do there? Like, what the fuck are we? Like, we just marginalize ourselves into like this weird so-called social networks that people are like, oh, I'm not going to fucking follow you there or whatever. I don't even want. Like, but why? Because you also moved there with me and you use these things. And what do you think when people say, but yeah, you lose people and you move on these fucking places? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, this is also kind of, it's not one thing that you do overnight. It's a process somehow, or at least it was for me, because, I used WhatsApp, I used Instagram, Facebook, and all that. But the more you learn about these entities, the more you realize how fucked up they are, and they don't care about their users, and they only put profit above everything else. So that's why I really thought, is it worth it for me to support those entities? And I was like, no, that just doesn't make sense. And I watched a lot of documentaries. I also watched more videos from Tristan Harris, who used to work at Google. And I also created a video about that for Trom videos. So this is something really important and also, dangerous for our society, because the YouTube algorithm recommends shitty stuff to people. So there are many problems around these so-called social media entities, and that's why you have to ask yourself, do you want to support that, and also do you might want to change to other ones? And then we discovered that awesome Fediverse. So, and basically these are alternatives for all of those networks. So there's a Twitter alternative, which is called Mastodon. There's a Facebook alternative called Friendica, an Instagram alternative called PixelFed, and so on. And they are all connected via one protocol, so you can follow from one.
Or multiple protocols actually, but it just works as like a one thing. Yeah, but that's what it is. Huh?
Exactly, and then I can follow a Mastodon account even though I have Friendica, for example. And I first tried out Mastodon, and I really liked it. It was super cool. But I realized that Friendica has more features and is just better suited for myself, and and like it more. So yeah, that's why I personally moved there, and also created the Trom project Friendica account. So yeah, because it has so many awesome functions and features, we can use it for our default social network. and that's why we moved there. And yeah, super great.
If people want to like follow us now, you go to drumsitecom/social and it will direct you to our Friendica account. And I know people may say like, you shoot yourself in the foot, because like it should be about you sending messages to everyone, whatever the social network. If you just isolate yourself into your little colony, your little world there, even if it's a better world, you're going to end up like no one knows about you. And I understand that. I understand it very well, and I don't want to really do that. But for one, I'm disgusted, like Aaron said, about these fucking ad networks. People call them social networks, but they're just ad networks. I don't want to touch them anymore. So I spent a few days, I almost went nuts trying to fix this dilemma, this real social dilemma, not like in the documentary. And what I did basically, and I might talk next week about this more, what I did basically is I feed a monster. Like I'm showing now on screen what I did there. And it's like, what the fuck is this monster here on the screen? Well, let me explain briefly. Like I only use this Friendica. It's almost like a no BS Facebook. And when I post there, it posts automatically to Facebook, it posts to Twitter, it posts to our Trom Live, like trumpsitecom.com/live. So it's one account that can spread the information to all of the other accounts without me having to even touch those dirty pieces of something. I don't want to touch them. So I did it in a way, and I'm so proud of it. I even created this new website called, and we can, Aaron is also, you'll see, he also did something there as well. It's not like, we can talk endlessly about this, but I created this website called social.trumpsite.com, and I'm showing it to you now, to everybody. What did I do there? Well, so over the years, whenever I made a book, I made what we call as memes. Of course, that's not kind of the right word, but that's what it got to be, Meaning I'm taking quotes from the book and I make images, which is not as easy as it may seem, because you have to find a proper image, you have to copy paste text, you have to put a watermark there so people know that it's from a book or whatever. And I made over 5,000 or 6,000 such memes. You know how much is that? If you post it one a day, it will take you 17 years to post all of these memes. 17 years. That's how many memes there are. So which is crazy. But most of them have this TVP magazine watermark, so it's not relevant anymore because all of the books are on Trumpsite. So we only have around 1,000 memes that we edited, right? So I said, we have all of these memes, but what do we do with them? Many we didn't even post on Trom social networks because I was a TVP magazine back then. So I come up with this kind of invention of mine. I like to take known things and put them in unknown ways sometimes. And I took all of these memes, and basically they're on this new website, and what this website does is every day at random hours, it chooses 2 memes, and then it reposts them on the website basically to be like a new. And this process makes Friendica, for example, when he checks my website, this website be like, oh, a new meme, and he posts a new meme. Basically, what this website does is posting two memes at random times on all social networks, So I automated everything there. It's not only memes, actually, it's our videos. Not only our videos, but about our websites, our projects, and so forth. So it was quite a big amount of work. I automated basically our social network presence, so it stays away from me. But it's still relevant because we post new shit every day. The funny part is that from me wanting to give up Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, I ended up making them a lot better. I ended up making them a lot more active and relevant in a way. But at least I don't have to deal with that. So if people want to follow us on Twitter or on Facebook, or Instagram, whatever, I don't recommend that, but whatever. And to go back to our unknown guest today, Aaron was like, oh, that's a good idea. I want to replicate that too in German. What? And he also has it's like social.trumpsite.de, right?
Exactly, yeah.
He did the same thing.
I mean, the brilliant thing is how you are paving the way to just making it so easy for me to translate it or to replicate and copy and mirror it, basically. So you are the brilliant mind who comes up with unique ideas and I'm just the one who puts it into a different language, basically. So yeah, I just created social.tromsite.de, and so far translated, I think, around 400 memes or so. We are also posting on a daily basis for the Trom project Friendica account. So also 2 memes a day,
In
I think.
Germany. In German.
Yes, in German, exactly.
Because he did the
Yeah,
same in
so
German. He also made a Frenica account and all that. It's basically almost like whatever we did in the English version. Aaron does it in the German version.
yeah, now people can also follow us there. And there are also, the cool thing is, since you can subscribe on Friendica via RSS, whenever we post a new entry for the Trade-Free directory in German, it pulls it to the Friendica account of Trom on Friendica. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's super cool, and I really like that how it works, and it's very, very
Yeah.
nice.
All of our updates go there automatically, basically from all of the websites. Not only that, but we made this cool thing with Trom Live, because it's cool to know to post live updates about whatever you do. And basically, I'm showing you now, when you click the logo, the top logo on Trom, you will open up live updates. And these live updates are pulled from Friendica, basically. But only when we hashtag with Trom Live. So say Aaron has his own personal Friendica account, right? But sometimes he does something for Trom, and he wants to share with the world. The only thing that he does is tag it Trom Live. And it goes on our Trom Live. That's what I do as well. So we just, it's a brilliant way to like automate things, and it doesn't stay in our way. It took us a bit of time to set it up, but now it's just simple. I'm posting an update. I post it just on Friendica and a hashtag with Trom Live, and it goes on Trom Live. It also goes on all of the other networks. So I love that system.
That's just so awesome, yeah. And I mean, we're also gonna make a TROM-Cast about that in like 5 days or so, which will be super interesting.
The Fediverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yeah. So you can see we do a lot of stuff. Like we sometimes when we talk, it could be boring. I understand, because like, and this, and that, and this, and that, But it's just because there are many things that we do. I know that not many people know about what we do, but I mean, we keep on doing. What the fuck should I do? Like, I will work on a new documentary, right, to see if I can reach more people. And speaking of that, it's like we are in the middle of a campaign for Trump 2 documentary, and it's not working that great, but it doesn't matter because I'll see, I'll do it somehow, But we do so, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm trying to, but if you have no money, it's going to be difficult. But
You gotta sell your back streets. Just gonna go there.
what?
You go in the back streets and start selling your ass.
I'm going to do illegal stuff.
Illegal stuff.
Yeah,
Prostitution. Got this.
prostitution. Yeah, online prostitution is.
Oh,
I'll do that. Yeah, but that's the thing. We do a lot, and Aaron does replicate so much stuff, and now he does this new video series. And when is the next one? Next episode?
No, it depends. I didn't want to have, I'm gonna do one video per week or one every third day or so. I'm just do whenever I want, and then that's it.
Of
So
course.
yeah, maybe I'm gonna do one tomorrow or the next days. Let's see.
It's important to also enjoy.
Maybe now, yeah, after this one. Let's see.
Yeah, because that's the thing. You have to fucking enjoy it. Because if you don't enjoy it and you feel like, I'm just have to do this shit, you'll have a really shitty life.
yeah.
This is a good point, because I also started that series in German basically, and that was somehow a bit forced of myself. So I forced myself to do it, and I was I was excited, and I enjoyed it, and I learned a lot. But that's the point. You also need to really want to do it and enjoy it and be comfortable with it, because if not, you will maybe do first some videos, but then you stop doing them because you don't enjoy it. So you can try different things, of course. If you, there are different ways of expressing yourself. You can draw, you can write books, you can make videos. It's, so many things, and you just should find whatever suits you best. And yeah, now I'm just doing these videos, and that's it.
And you also have a
And
website,
no.
right?
Me?
Yeah, you have a website too.
Yeah, I have a
Internet.
website, and I yeah, write on German there. It's yeah, I don't know. I made it in German, but you know, there's also Our Minds, and there I write some articles in English once in a while, and yeah, I also enjoy doing that. So
Yeah, he also has some really cool articles on Our Minds. Very, very well done in English. So yeah, we should give you an award, Aaron. But of course, that's not how we work. We don't give awards. The award is the work that you do. You know,
yes,
it's not just mumbo
Yeah.
jumbo. It's not like, oh, you guys are so fucking mystical. It's like for you, everything is like all about the work. But that's what it is. Else you cannot. I cannot do this fucking shit. I have no fucking money. Like in 3 months, I have no more money. You know, I'm fucked. But at least I fucking enjoy doing whatever I done. And all of my life, I had almost no money. It's just like at the limit, a limit. You know. So what? I enjoy what the fuck I'm doing. You know.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, because if you really want to change something in this world, you need a lot of power, a lot of money, and we are also limited. So we do what we can. We
Yeah.
enjoy what we're doing, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, we can keep this one shorter, but yeah, if
have
you
one-
want one, yeah, Noel,
One question, a real question.
of course.
When are we doing the Trumpscast about Cody and his drug adventures in the woods?
Well, that's not a.
Shine.
Yeah, I don't know. People who have no idea what we talk about here if they watch this. Whatever. Cody is not. I messaged Cody if he can do this TROM-Cast, but he didn't reply. And I wanted to showcase a bunch of stuff, so it was easier for me to stream it. But we'll see next week. And whatever Cody's adventures with drugs, whatever you are mentioning there, is like I don't know what to say. not much to say about that.
Gotta open your mind,
Yeah, well,
open your third eye.
yeah, I like to see people like Aaron, to be honest, doing a lot of work. You know, that's for me, that's what is important, to do something that he also enjoys, and people will get a lot out of what he does, you know, and that's why I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, as the last thing, I just wanted to say that I'm also just a human being. I'm now 24 years old, and I didn't had a clue of how to make videos or how to install a Linux operating system on my computer. But if you are excited about these things, and you are keen to learn some stuff, you can really do it via the internet. There are so many ways of learning things, so many tutorials. So yeah, you can just explore and try different things out. And if you really want to do it, you can do it.
Oh, absolutely. You know, people may say, "Oh, I like a camera." Oh, but I don't have your skills to like write or edit. Like, if you really are motivated, you can do many things. Like, and you ask us, you know, you ask us, and we will help you. Aaron will help you, I'm sure. When it comes to translations, I'll help you. Whatever other things, you make things easier for people to get involved with. Yep. So that's fantastic, and people should go on Trumpsitecom/videos. That's where we post all of our videos if you want to see all of them. And yeah, I look forward to see Aaron's next video, even though I know that book quite well. But seeing it in that format is always great for me. And we can go through some news. You know, speaking of that, we have just a few news from Trump Creator News before we leave this discussion. And I'll show you here. We have this Trump Creator News, of course. We try to bring up some important news for the past whatever week since we did the last TROM-Cast. And also this news about Wizz Air. Wizz Air is a really big airline company in Europe. Actually, you know, I flew a few times with the airplanes, in my life. Not that many times, maybe like 5 or so times. I think all of the times with Wizz Air, because they're the cheapest ones and the most fucking charlatan ones. I mean, it's like crazy. Like they say, oh, airplane tickets just like $15, right? 15 euros. But you are forced to take a luggage and that costs so much, like 80 euros. Then you are forced to whatever. It's so crazy. It's like last time, you know, I wanted to go with Sasha back in Romania because we didn't know with the visa. We thought that our visa expired and we were like, okay, let's buy some tickets quickly and so forth. We bought tickets and they were like, I don't know, 80 euros, 70 euros each. And then we decided not to go in Romania because we fixed the things with the visa and bullshit, things like that. And we said, okay, can we cancel them? And they said, yeah, of course, sure, you can cancel them. You know, and we're like, okay, great. I didn't expect much, but they're like, if you want to cancel them, it's free. However, you have to pay something called a seat protection. Seat protection. I don't know what the fuck that is. You know, you can read through that, but I have no idea. That costs 80 euros per person, the seat protection. So it's more expensive than the fucking tickets. Like, what the fuck am I, stupid? Pay 80 euros of seat protections when I paid, like, just leave that there. You know, I don't care anymore, you know. And that's what they do now. This is another example of Wizz Air being jackasses. Like, someone wanted to change their name, just their name for the ticket. And they, in Europe, it's legal to change your name for free. Companies should be like, okay, it's your information should be changed for free. And Wizz Air, just another example of how people avoid laws. Wizz Air is saying, oh, you know, it's free to change the information. Like, we don't charge you to change it. However, you want to change it, you have to call this number. You know how much it costs? €1 per minute to talk to them. And they keep you on the phone for 30 minutes or more. And it's just an example of, keeping people for like 30, 40 minutes. So they pay 30, 40 euros to change their name. You see how people find ways around laws all the fucking time? Even in Europe, who has the strongest laws about data protection, shit like that. Nah. Doesn't quite make a difference, to be honest.
That was really crazy.
Yeah.
Basically every flight company comes up with, if you book a flight and then so many options and you want this, you want to have this and that, and what about this one? Insurance, maybe you want to also support green flights and environmental fee or some stuff.
I feel like the airline companies have become the most bastard of the bastards, you know, the most awful of the awful. Just fucking awful. Just fucking awful. I cannot stand like buying a ticket. Last time I bought a ticket, I wanted to like fucking kill myself. I think I made the fucking article just because like, fucking motherfuckers, you know, you want, like Aaron said, seat protection or this or that, you know, anti-terror, whatever, anti-this, anti-that. You want more air. We have that for you too, you know, massage, you know. Fuck me. I just want to go from here to there. Leave me alone. Imagine if buses will be the same. Oh, you want luggage, you want to do this and that. Yeah. Awful. Airline companies, awful. Motherfuckers, you know. Yeah. But, you know, speaking of flying, you know, NASA sent a spacecraft. These are not as charlatans, or maybe not at all, I don't know, but a lot better than Wizz Air for sure. They sent a spacecraft that landed on this asteroid, which is always fascinating to see. You know, a spacecraft landing on an asteroid, for fuck's sakes, you know, and collecting samples, and now it comes back to Earth. Just really like, ooh. You know, because you have to really calculate these fucking things. That's where science and technology shines, when you do these kinds of things, you know. Because you don't have, it's not like a video game. It's almost like a video game with extremely delayed controls. So imagine you play a video game, but whatever you press there to shoot that motherfucker, it takes you half an hour or whatever. So you have to plan ahead to see where the motherfucker will be in half an hour and then give it a headshot. That's what they had to do. Yeah. It's even more difficult than that, right? So yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, fantastic news. We have one about it's this website called SciStarter. Speaking about people who do lots of things and no one cares about. It's a website called SciStarter.org. Lots of citizen scientists doing all kinds of interesting work and so forth, but no one cares, right? Because Instagram and shit, you know, and
Yeah.
TikTok, TikTok. No one cares about these
Oh
things.
God.
Yeah,
TikTok.
I feel like
TikTok.
it's about citizen science, right? I feel like this is so underestimated because people think like, oh, science, this is something for, I don't know, you need to study. But you know, you can also get into research yourself and start learning more and researching more, and then you become a citizen scientist.
Yeah,
And there are so many projects where you can get involved.
yeah. And this article was actually about how even scientists they don't many times they don't recognize the work that is done by citizen scientists in their papers and so forth. They rely on
Mhm.
their work sometimes, but they don't quite give them credit. You know, it's a shame. It's just a shame. But these people are trying. I invited them to TROM-Cast. Let's see if they, the people behind SciStarter.org, see if they
That'd be
reply or nothing or not. So
cool.
yeah, cool stuff. Okay, another good news is about what we were talking about. PeerTube. They got funded recently. They got funded. They had this goal of 60,000 euros, and in this goal they said we make this PeerTube, which is an alternative to YouTube. They make it even better. We make live streaming and all of that stuff, which is really great. I mean, they are not the ones who host this. It can be a bit difficult for others to wrap their heads around what the fuck are you talking about here, this federated shit. But next week we'll talk more about that. For now, just imagine that it's a better, much better YouTube, and everybody can install it. And yeah, PeerTube is got funded, and it's so great to see that. And the people behind PeerTube are from Framasoft. These guys are a non-for-profit from France. They do lots of great online stuff, this kind of tools. And this another project called Debian. It's a Linux distribution basically. They donated. It's another non-for-profit as far as I understand. They donated 10,000 euros to just lift their spirits up and their money there.
Mhm.
And
I
it's
feel like
great.
the guys from Framasoft, they are also just doing stuff and not just really talking big about it. And they just, yeah, make free software, free applications. And
Yeah, and they're
yeah.
very against ads or data collection and so forth. It'll be so great if they call it trade free. You know, just call it trade free, please. But that's what we do here. We try to make people aware of these ideas. Don't never force them to go, oh, hey, well, you should put trade free there. No, I want for this thing to come from them, you know, to like understand what to talk about and so forth. And that's what we try to do. That's why we invite them. I invited these people too. They didn't reply, but that's why we invite people. And that's why I might want to make a documentary that I will put on the Tradefree.org website, and maybe it's easier to share that with such people. So we'll see. And the last news, it's about this RYAA. What the fuck is it? RIA. This association of artists around the world or whatever. This they fight against copyright. They say basically, oh, everybody's stealing our music and stuff like that. We are so rich, but we are so pissed off. And is this piece of software called YouTube Download, YouTube DL.
Yes.
Yes, many people use that, like, and many even we have it as default in Tromjara there. It allows you to download YouTube videos, but the way that it does it, it shouldn't be any problem. Like, you know how it does it when you watch a video on YouTube, for example, you get bits of that video. The bits of that video get downloaded on your computer, and then you watch it basically, and then they get deleted and all of that. You know, bits. All of what it does, basically, to put it simply, is to take all of these bits, you know, this sketched stuff, and put it together as a video. That's what it does. You know, it doesn't steal anything. It doesn't go on YouTube and like hacks YouTube and finds a bug in fucking YouTube right there. No, that's all it does. It just puts those catch files together, and you can watch the video. Well, now, you know, these big companies, they're like, oh, fuck you, motherfuckers. No, they're not allowed to do that, you know, because we own these fucking videos. Doesn't matter. It's everything goes in YouTube. We own it or whatever the shit. Because it's not like I do that, for example, with TROM-Cast. Sometimes when Cody streams it, it's easier for me to just download it like this with this tool. Just download it. It's our fucking shit, you know. We talk here, right? But it's not good. It's illegal because it's a tool that can be used for. But in that sense, YouTube, like Google itself, whatever, a browser should be fucking illegal because it allows you to fucking catch those fucking files. Yeah, and now they took it down from GitHub, took the source code down from GitHub. Many people are concerned with this GitHub. GitHub is a place where people post their open source projects. However, recently, actually, when I was writing the book for Original Most Problems, it was bought by no one other than the kindest and the most honest creature on earth, Microsoft. Was bought by them. Was bought by Microsoft, which is anti-open source, And yeah, Microsoft was like, yeah, we take down this. You submitted the whatever you call this DMCA, like don't mingle with cats. Oh, I don't know what the fuck that means, DMCA, but it's like I submitted a DMCA. Okay, take it down. Okay, and they took it down, and people are getting pissed off because it's outrageous to take down something that it doesn't even do anything on itself. It's almost like fucking selling, I don't even know what, like even knives, and be like, yeah, but yeah, some people use them to kill other people. And like, okay, but so fucking what? Not even selling knives, selling a patent, not even a patent, like just a schematic, a drawing of a knife. Look how a knife could look like. Because you have to implement this YouTube download on your own server to work. So it's not a fucking problem. But yeah, another fucker in this world, but they all survive. Don't worry, they all survive. No one gives a shit about these things. Online people can replicate these things billions of times, and that's what they will do.
Yeah. It was in 2018, right, when Microsoft bought GitHub.
Yeah, wasn't that a happy news to hear? Like, oh yeah, I'm sure they make it better. Yeah, that's how some naive people are. Like, yeah, but don't just accuse Microsoft. Maybe they'll do good things. Okay, when the fuck did they do any good things? They just do it for their own profits. That's what the fuck they do. So, yeah, the world.
Crazy.
Okay, yeah. Well, with that in mind, we will keep on using these other alternative tools and educate people about alternative world. And I hope I don't see a day when this boy Aaron will say, oh, I am so bored with these fucking things. I don't want to do them anymore. I want to see you there. Aaron.
I will keep doing that because I enjoy doing it. I like them, and of course you also gotta live your life, and yeah. But for me, I find these things important, and I enjoy doing it. So that's what it is.
Now you'll be busy with the university thing.
Yeah, it's now. Let's see how it will be. Tomorrow, I think it will start. Like tomorrow will be a lecture, and then yeah, it depends how busy I will be. But I think I can make videos at least once a week or once every second week. I don't stress myself over that. So yeah. But of course, I also need to find a job like sideways to also make my way through this world somehow. So yeah, it is tricky.
Sucks.
It
sucks. I haven't found a solution for this offline world. It's always a struggle for me. Online, I found a bunch of solutions. Oh yeah, using BigTube instead of YouTube. I use this. Offline, I'm like, I have nowhere to go. I don't know what the fuck to do. Maybe there are some solutions out there, but I don't know. I haven't found them.
I mean, the cool thing is now that, I come from that little village with 700 people, and now in Leipzig, there are many people who also do food sharing. There's a big project. It's basically people who share food they don't need anymore. There are special places in the city. There are like around 5 or 6 or 7 places where you just can go and then get some bread or some food, whatever they put there. So you can also share. Like if you have food which is going to get bad, but you don't need it anymore, you can just leave it there, and other people can access it. So I find this an interesting project, and I also use these things. So yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. It would be cool to use these kinds of things to just alleviate the stress from you, to take the stress a bit out of you. from just trading for those necessities of life, you know. Yeah, great. And just so you guys know, Aaron is probably you understand from this cast, but he's also like a very calm dude. He's such a, I don't imagine Aaron to be angry. Like he's such a calm and like friendly guy. I'm not just saying, I don't like say now about Aaron just because it's like we talk about Aaron like that. Even our offline life, we told him many times. It's rare to meet someone who's like so calm. And everybody who meets him is like, "What do you do?" It's like, "What? You are so calm." And he's like, "Okay, you seem to be so relaxed or whatever. I'm sure you get stressed and all of that, but I don't think you seem to get angry. I haven't seen you, and I'll be shocked to see her like, oh, fucking motherfuckers, you know." He's more like,
yeah, of course. I'm also shaped by my environment, so I was never really the guy who was screaming or like, I don't know, shouting around. And I'm always the calm guy who rather reads a book or I don't know, just that's how I am.
or makes the cards like, I forgot
the deep cards.
The deep cards. Fuck me, I forgot about that. You see, another one, deepcards.org, right?
Yeah, it's basically a question game. You know, because people talk a lot about small talk and not important stuff in their life, maybe what they really want to do in their life. So it's just about sparking deep conversations, and people can access it on deepcards.org and they can play it online or offline. No data trading, no attention trading. I don't put ads on their website, of course not. So yeah, maybe it sparks some interesting conversations amongst people. So
yeah, we a few times even here with Sasha, I use that, and like it's just like between us, some interesting questions there. Yeah. Anything else that you do and I forgot?
No.
That's all.
Yeah. I mean, of course, it's the world is so, it's what can you do? You can just try to be a nice human being and do what you can do, and that's it, basically.
And we can do.
Yes.
And yeah, I found it like, I think I enjoyed it more and more to also talk now like this via video streaming and all that. You know, usually I'm like, oh, I don't, I rather listen. I listen more than I talk, actually. And that I find this maybe, it can be very interesting, because if you listen, you might learn something, rather than when you only talk and not listening. It's
it was an interesting combination here, because when Aaron was here, I talk so much. You know, you can probably see that from TROM-Cast, and Aaron not at all much, you know, but he was listening so much, and he was coming up with very relevant questions. You know, after like 2 hours, like me talking, Aaron was like, "Okay, I have one question." It's an important one. And now I see you more and more chatty. You know, you like to get more directly involved like that, and it's more relaxing for you. I feel like.
Yeah, I guess also if I practice now doing these videos, it gets more easy with me, for me.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Noel, any kind of wise words for the last parts of the
wise words? You're asking me about wise words?
Nah.
I don't think I have any.
Oh my god! Next time you just come up with some wise words, you know, and at the end I'll ask you some wise words, and you say something really, really nice, you know.
Okay. I'll try. I'll try next time.
Okay. Let's just end this here, and okay, guys.
Hasta la vista.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.